Ladies and gentlemen, tonight sustainability meets luxury design. My name is Eugeniia Gul and I will prove you that it's possible. Next to me is Beata, the founder of Beata J collection, and David. And right now we are at your beautiful showroom. What an honor, what a pleasure. All right, fashion meets architecture tonight. How did this creative union come together? Beata.
Thank you. I think that meeting David from the very beginning became very obvious that there's something more deeper artistically that joining us together, like I said, aesthetics and our backgrounds and how we both loved art from the beginning. I studied art, David did as well. And I actually wanted to be architect when I was supposed to be an architect, but then I went to art school. But David kind of embraces all these areas that I was so curious about, but he's making it with such an eccentric, beautiful, unique twist. And he's one of a kind, so I definitely resonate with that because my garments are one of the kind. They're different, they're handmade, and I think it was obvious from the beginning that we're going to be doing something. We're going to collaborate. We're going to work on some wonderful projects ahead. And the compassionate heart that David has it just joined us even more together to become like an artistic union, I think.
David?
Yes. Well, Beata came into the showroom like an angel.
When was it?
It was about 9 months ago, something like that. Yes. And a friend of mine and a friend of hers brought her here. And I saw this beautiful angel come in here, and I felt an energy towards her. We just kind of we know each other from somewhere, and we are actually our ancestors are from the same part of the world, so you never know. But there was some kind of maybe spiritual, maybe biological, but there was something that we knew that we had a lot in common, and so we decided that we would, get together sometime. And she's been coming to the events, and we were talking about a lot of different design. And then, we do a lot of events here at the showroom. A lot of times I give talks on design, but we have other professional people. Now with the current situation of rebuilding Los Angeles, we're having a lot of people come and talk. Next week we have, actually on Tuesday, this coming week, we have a team that does sprinkler systems for houses. And they did 64 houses before the fire, and 63 of them did not burn down. And so one of them was a casualty, but it happens. But I mean, all the houses around them did burn down. So it's really kind of, so I really want to share that. We're doing a lot of architecture for houses now, and I'm doing them so that they, whenever I can, to be as flood-proof and as fireproof as we can make them, if people will let me. And so, our designs are very creative and very different. We don't just build boxes, and they're all very European, and some of them are very modern, some of them are futuristic, some of them are traditional, some of them are almost feel like they were here for 200 years. But I'm very much of a detailist, so I'm trying to combine that with new technology, because I feel like if you build a house without smart technology today, it's like in the late 1800s building it without electricity or plumbing, because it's going to be there now. And so while you have open walls, while you have framing, it's the time, because it's very inexpensive in relation to your house if you do it when you're building or remodeling. It's very expensive to alter it later. But we're working very hard to create that kind of environment. So here we do have I digressed here, but we do have a lot of events, and so it was the perfect thing to have a fashion show here. And I was so delighted when she wanted to do it. I really was. And to share her fashions, because like she said, we share a lot of the common values in what we do. Her clothes will not look dated. If you buy one like this jacket, it will never be in or out. It will always be good. And that's what all of the pieces in here are. And they're all built of a quality that they should last. That is green to me.
David, and I liked what you said to me backstage. You said the following: I do not follow the trends.
Yes. Yeah, no, I don't. I really am against doing what's a trend anywhere in design. I really feel that when you do a trend, you're not creating the environment that expresses your client, that they would do for themselves. Because people are sold in the media, especially now with computers, what is supposed to be good. Everybody does a white kitchen because they see that everybody's supposed to have a white kitchen. White kitchens are ridiculous anyways. They're very hard to clean. I mean, really, they're cold. They're sterile. But I mean, if your taste is there, that's okay. But why not do some color? There's 5,000, 10,000, and I don't know how many shades of white, because white isn't even really a color; it's a blend. And why does everybody do the same white and only one white? You can do white on white on white on white. I mean, you can do so many things. And when you hire a designer, you're paying them. You should be getting something for your money. You should be getting value. If I don't feel I'm giving a client value, I feel terrible, like I'm stealing money. You have to give a client value. And so when you create an environment, you have to create for them. And if you're creating for them, no two projects will ever be the same. And they'll never look like what the common market is telling you you're supposed to have.
Beata, and what about you? Your clothes always look unique, sophisticated, and as you said, one of a kind. But do you follow the trends?
No, I break the trends. I break the trends. Many times I was told that my designs are trend-setting in fashion world, and I just don't agree with that, because everything I do is inspiration from within, not following whatever exists. And doing, like David said, things that everybody accepts as a norm will be too boring for us to even turn your head around. We want to have something that sparks the conversation, that sparks emotions, that makes you alive and want to have you be who you are and even more. So the elevated face of you wearing clothes and you being surrounded with beautiful architecture and beautiful art pieces that are unique makes you who you are. And like David said, there's no one that is the same as you. So why not make that obvious and create environment for people to be unique and to be who they are?
Yes. And that's what you are doing.
That's why I'm here. I'm here because I feel like, especially on the West Coast, we need this. And right now, in an uncertain world, we need grounding. We're biological beings and spiritual beings together. But the biological part of us, the physical part of us, needs a territory like an animal. And we need a home base. And we really do need, while we're here for spiritual reasons, hopefully, and hopefully evolving, but we need grounding here, and we're in physical bodies because we're supposed to be physical. And so the textures, the chemicals in what we have made, the style, the comfort level. I mean, really, people will say, like on the sofa, well, I could find one for $3,000. Why is yours $30,000? But the one for $3,000, we don't want to talk about some of the companies and things, but in reality, when you see them a year later, they're all bending in, the fabrics don't hold up, and people are walking around with bad backs, and they're going to chiropractors. So they're spending money on chiropractors and time in their life doing that. Seriously, it sounds funny, but it's true. And then they buy a good piece, they'll have it as long as they want it, and they'll have good times with it, and when they don't want it anymore, it won't go in a landfill, because somebody else in their family or friends or the maid or just charities love to have things like that. It will go somewhere. That's green. It's not recycling. It's not polluting. And also, it's like, so the value, I have pieces in here that, are just samples that have been here since we opened, and you cannot tell that they are not new. And so, you can see we have events constantly, and we have people coming and sampling. So I think that it's really important to put the value into what you are doing. and always live the best that you can. Never try to live over what you're comfortable. I mean, I'm not going to tell a person they should put money into a piece of furniture when they're going to go hungry. But live the best you can and get the best quality and pick pieces out in your life, build things that work for you but that are in great taste for you, because if they're in great taste for you, they will be for someone else, but if they're just the trendy things, they will no longer be of value. In 3 years people will say, oh, that was 5 years ago, that's dated. And it's like I have shirts that I bought 30 years ago. I date myself, I must have been too, I was big for my age. Anyways, but and people, when I wear them, they say to me, oh, that's such a great shirt, the quality, because I only buy good things. And you know what, they still look good, and nobody says, oh, are you wearing an old shirt? Because there's, even if it's not the current color, or that's what makes it better, but it's good. And I think that's what we need to do with everything in our life. If you were to get married and raise a family and buy paper plates every day of your marriage, or when you got married you bought good china or good, really good quality, and you use those dishes every day, the investment of those dishes would be a lot, right? You might even have to pay them off if you're just married, right? Maybe, unless you married a rich one. Well, that's different. Anyways, or maybe you inherited the money. Anyways, or maybe you had a great career. Anyways, maybe you make more than he. Anyways, or her, depending. Anyways, really, you would find that you would spend less money on that china over the years that you used it, and then you would in paper plates every day, and the paper plates would never be good. That you cut through them, whatever. You would not feel good about yourself eating them. You're just,
so there is no self-respect and self-love.
Yeah, exactly, and people don't realize that.
And the food tastes even better when you eat it from
and when you eat a piece on a paper plate, the paper comes off in your food. I mean, and when you use plastic, the plastic comes in your food. We're already full of plastic from our supermarkets.
It's important for people to enhance themselves as they want to be quality, they want to stand up for something that is greater, to surround themselves with the quality items.
Yeah.
They can have value when they do invaluable things around them. So, and we add even more to that, like for me, for my brand, not just the value for yourself, but a value that brings the good causes to be supported by that, which, when you give back, it's so awesome. So maybe you spend more, but look what you can do with that. You can help the ones that need help.
But value is not the price. Value is what you get for the money that you spend. Value is more than just value of dollars. Value is what you get out of what you got, regardless whether it's free, whether it's expensive. And when you spend better money, often the more expensive item is much less money over time. But the less expensive item is throwaway, or even if it's not throwaway, if you don't enjoy it, if it doesn't enhance your life, why would you do that? And it's like clothes, like when you buy clothes that are fashion, that are great, like these designs, you're always going to want them. I have certain designers that I buy. I don't want to advertise, but certain lines that I think are really exceptionally special, and you'd be surprised they're not necessarily what everybody says is the top. But those clothes, when I wear them after 10 years, people still compliment them like they're brand new, and they say, I wear certain jackets I wear out, no matter where I wear them, I get at least 10 compliments every time I wear them. So it's like when you buy good design and good quality materials and good craftsmanship, it's really, really good. I mean, it really makes a difference. And let's face it, it's hard in this world. Like, we're always being criticized. There's all these narcissists. There's all kinds of garbage. We're in a world of total social, digression. Yeah, tourism. Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so it's really hard to always have self-respect and feel good about what you're doing and feel strong about your opinions for most people. And so let's face it, when you wear clothes that fit you right, that look good, that are, it changes the whole way. It's like even with closets, when we do interior closets, the insides of the closets are as important to me as the outsides. The insides where you put your clothes or your dishes, or anything, we line them, we fabric, whatever. Because when you go in your closet, like for your master closet, it's one of the first things you see in the morning, usually because you're putting your clothes, and one of the last things at night. So you feel good about yourself, and you have a mirror and you look at yourself in that. That makes you feel so good and successful about yourself. When your clothes are thrown in some closet, cheap closets are us kind of thing, and really, and the light is bad in your closet, and you can't even see what you look like. That's not a way to see your beautiful gowns and your beautiful things. And so it's the things in your closets. I mean, I've been in houses where you open up the kitchen cabinets and there's no back on the cabinets. It's the plaster on the wall. I mean, and you say, and it does make a difference. Yeah. So.
David, you guys, I had so many questions to you, but I feel like the moral of our conversation in here is that we have to love ourselves because we deserve only the best, and we don't have to follow the trends because we don't want to be liked by everybody else. Because in my personal opinion, when you want to follow the trends, it's like you want to be accepted by the society. Oh, look at me, I follow the trends, but when you're like finding your own style, it's when you truly know yourself and love yourself. So my dearest and my beautiful friends, I will attach all the links about Beata and David to this video, and thank you so much for watching us, and so much for the inspiration, for the wonderful conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being part of this, and please come back, and please invite everybody to come back to all of our events. We have events every other Tuesday. We do a lot of talks, a lot of educational stuff. We have entertainers, we have great people playing, we have great artists. We do a lot of great things. So please come and be a part of us.
David, I'll be back.